I'm not gonna twist that a little bit. Can you see it? Shit,
Yeah,
I forgot to change the time on this bullshit.
11 p.m.
Yeah, I was supposed to have started this shit earlier, but we had some fuck ups today. So
I guess time
no,
to go
that's
loud.
yeah. Wake y'all asses up and shit.
You know, wake up.
Top 100 R&B albums. Wow.
Yes, this is gonna be great. It's gonna be better than the hip hop one, I think.
You think so?
Yeah,
Just letting y'all know, Ashley's gonna do her Saturday. We wanted to do at 7 o'clock originally, but she has to go
right.
to sleep for work and stuff like that too. So Saturday, probably 9 or 10 o'clock. I'll let y'all know.
Okay.
But shout out to Ashley. She's a homegirl. You know how she goes.
Nice,
Just starting her new job and shit. Shout out to her for that.
nice. Get that money.
Yeah, this is a challenge for us because while last year with the hip hop list we did
Yeah.
150, I
Hmm.
just wanted to narrow it down to 100 this time. You know,
Right.
just for food's sake. You know what I'm saying? So just a little challenge and shit because this is going to be the first list I'm going to have a lot of honorable mentions too.
Really? Honorable mention.
I have like at least maybe 15 honorable mentions.
15. That's not making the list?
Yes.
Oh, Lord.
When I
15.
tell you, like, 'cause I didn't want to steal. The thing about some of these R&B lists,
Uh-huh.
they want to just stick to 90s R&B, a little bit
Right.
of 80s. They want to like, and if they want to do 70s, they're probably just throwing what's going on,
Right.
throwing songs in the key of life, and then that's pretty much it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like I have everything from 50s to maybe 2021.
Wow.
No
Okay.
album after 2021 is on this list. Just letting y'all know.
Okay.
I got funk, New Jack Swing, neo
Nice.
soul. Um, what's that? Brit Brit soul. You know
Right.
that kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I
Mm-hmm.
even have some 2000s R&B too.
Hmm.
Some of these
Interesting.
albums might be a surprise. I have a little disco here too.
Interesting.
This is gonna be a controversial list.
Hmm.
I actually have to redo them 100 to 91 to be real with you because
Wow.
yeah, some albums I really wanted to include some
What
albums
I
and shit.
what I what I did was just finish the list, and then I might have like 4 or 5 slots open for like a late entry, but the list is done. The list has been done for months. So when you
Yeah,
announced it, I already knew what I was putting on the list.
right. Well,
You know,
we already got 7 people watching. I'm ready to start whenever you are.
let's go.
All right, what's up, you two? How's everyone doing this lovely day? It's your boy Reg in the building. I got my homeboy Trial with me.
What up?
Yes. Today we are going to start our. I'm going to say. I love this one. Our 10 and a half part series, and the reason why I say half because, like I mentioned, Ashley was supposed to have joined us, but I had to push back the time like twice because of some
Right.
fuck ups today. You know what I'm saying? Nigerians. That's all I'm going to say. Um, so we're gonna do me and Try gonna do 100 to 91, and then Ashley's gonna do hers on Saturday and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
And this list has been months in the making and stuff like that. This was supposed to have started way back, but life was changing a lot. You know what I'm saying?
mhm.
I moved. You know, I graduated from college, got a
Right.
girl and all that shit. You know what I'm saying?
You did well.
So
You did well.
yeah, yeah. You know. just trying to get my life together. So plus with this list, I was originally it was supposed to be 120, but I'm just like, you know what? Let's make it a challenge. Let's do narrow it down to top 100 and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I'm definitely ready for this. Um, like I said, for me, no album after 2021. I have one 2021 album on
Hmm.
this list, but
I got one. Yeah, I got one.
yeah. All right. So without further ado, let's start this shit. Now I don't have my albums with me because I'm actually doing this at my girl's at the moment, and I was in a rush to come and stuff like that too, so I can get this together. But this is
Yes.
my number 100. The Isley
Okay.
Brothers with 3+3. This album came out in 1973. This was a very important album because it's actually the first album where you had all the Isley brothers plus the brother-in-law. You know, you had the older brothers Ronald, Rudolph, and O'Kelly,
Hmm.
and then you have the younger ones Ernie, Chris, and Marvin. And pretty much this album right here was the beginning of what I call like the creative period, and like that
Right.
creative period, I mean from 1973 to 1978. But at the same time, they were still coming out with good quality up until maybe the Between the Sheets album, which that's a review for another day. But
Right.
yeah, 3+3, very dope album. This was also the first album on the T-Neck label and stuff like that. No, I want to say this was the first one. Yeah, this is the first one. This was known for songs like That Lady, classic joint right there. All my hip hop fans, y'all should know that Kendrick Lamar sampled that for I. Um, still on the rock covers kind of thing. They did the Summer Breeze cover with Seals and Croft, which you know I like that. I like this version, but I'm not gonna lie. I still bump the Seals and Croft version and stuff like that. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? I now the cover of "Don't Let Me Be Lonely Tonight" by James Taylor. Fire, love that cover. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, this was a very funky album. You know what it comes down to. I really wanted to include "The Heat Is On," but
Hmm.
yeah, this like I said, it was a hard list. So this is my number 100, kicking off with the Isleys.
Three of these picks in my 100 I just got. So
Ooh,
these are like part of these are this is gonna be part of like the new pickups when we do that in April.
okay.
The first one is gonna come to a shock because a lot of people probably didn't hear this album. But I remember when this album dropped in 2013. It's Mac Wild's A New York Love Story. A great
I heard
album,
this one.
underrated. Mac Wilds is an actor and musician. You know, he was on The Wire. He was on the Beverly Hills 90210 reboot. He's done movies. He also can sing. A lot of people slept on this album. This production was done by Salam Remy. And you know Salam Remy from the Fugees fame, and he did stuff for Ziggy and everyone else. You had Havoc, Mob Deep. You had Primo. You had Pete Rock do the production. It's basically a 2010s version of hip hop soul. Like this is what hip
Yeah,
hop soul would sound like in 2010 in the 2010s, and I think he killed it. He has a lot of great production. He has some features on here. Method Man, Raekwon, was on here. Pete Rock was on here. You know, Dougie Fresh was on this album, and for whatever reason, it got slept on. Maybe because people remember him from The Wire or whatever. But this was definitely a classic R&B album, classic hip hop soul album, and we got to talk about this album uh, at some point because I definitely enjoyed it. And there wasn't a lot of R&B albums that I enjoyed in the 2010s, but this is definitely one of them. And yeah, so this is making my top 100. I just got it a couple weeks ago. This will be part of the new pickups in April 20th. So Mac Wild's New York: A Love Story.
text me the name of that album. I want to talk about that probably sometime after Disco and Daylight Month.
All right, New York: A Love Story.
All
That's
right,
the
cool.
title, and he kept it New York. Like he's like singing over the Mob Deep learning the burn beat. He's
Oh wow.
he sang over the group home the realist beat that
Ooh,
Primo did on that album, that Living Proof album, and he killed every track on here. He had some ballads, but it's like I said, it's hip hop soul. If you love, think like Mary J. Blige or Intro, Allure, like it's hip hop soul done in the 2010s, and it was a phenomenal album. And he's from Staten Island too, so
cool. Cause you, like I said, you mentioned the production. I'm just like I'm
yeah,
intrigued about that album now.
yeah, yeah. Pete Rock, Primo, Havoc, Salam Remy, you can't get no better than that.
Jesus, all he's missing is Marley Marl, and it would have been a dream team right there and shit. You
Exactly.
know what I'm
It's all he did, all he was missing was Marley or Eric Sermon.
saying?
You know.
And you know Marley Marl, he be having them R&B joints on tap though.
Oh
You
yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Facts. Facts.
All right. Now my number 99. This was a last minute addition and stuff like that because I was like, you know what, I can replace one album with this one because
Okay.
this album didn't make an impact. Is Jasmine Sullivan with Hotels. This
Ooh.
album came out 2021. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so this was a fucking concept album and shit too. You know what I'm saying? Very, very dope album. This album actually kind of grew on me and stuff like that too, you know what I'm saying? She was talking about like a lot of shit with this record, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, fucking Jasmine Sullivan and stuff,
Hmm.
she says that she was inspired by Cardi B and Lizzo when she did this record and stuff like that too. So
Right.
yeah, man. Pretty dope songs like "Put It Down" was dope. Price tags with Innocent Pack. That caused some controversy because people thought Innocent Pack's verse was a bit colorism and shit like that.
Right.
Pick Up Your Feelings was dope too. But they don't get mad with Drake having light skinned girls in his music videos, but no dark skinned girls or brown skinned girls, right? Okay. But she
Facts.
just still, yeah, this was a very very cool album. You know what I'm saying? Probably the best R&B album of that year, in my opinion, too. Definitely got to get my hands on this record. So,
All right. Oh yeah, number 99. 99, I got 2001 underrated neo soul female singer, Mahogany Soul, Angie Stone. Love this album. I
oh
think
wow,
this is one of her best albums, if not her best album. And the production had that neo soul late 90s, early 2000s flavor. Angie Stone is a great singer. She had the hits Brother, just
yes,
giving praise to like the black brothers out there, and the remix also is the bonus track on here with Eve. She did a remix with Eve. You got Wish I Didn't Miss You, produced by Swizz Beats. And Swizz actually played that at his verses against Timberland. When was that, last year before last? I didn't even know Swizz produced it. But definitely, I've always felt like Angie Stone has been an underrated neo soul artist. We don't mention her enough like we do Erica Badu and D'Angelo and Maxwell. I think Angie Stone has a lot of great albums, and for whatever reason, she slept on. But this to me might be her best album. Like Mahogany Soul was great. She killed every track, and she didn't have a shitload of features, and I loved it. So that's my 99 pick.
yeah, good artist, but as a person,
You didn't care for it?
that's all I want.
Well, what
That's
did she do as a person?
you know what happened with the whole thesis. I'm gonna text you. I'm gonna text you
Okay.
about that.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, that's right. That's right. You told me that years ago. I forgot about that.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. That's all I'm gonna say. Um, my number 98. I'm not gonna hold you. I feel like I should have put this one a bit higher, but I'm just grateful it's on the list. It's Keith Sweat with "Make It Last Forever."
Yes.
Um, one of the first New Jack Swing albums produced by Teddy Riley. Actually, well, this was the first New Jack Swing album produced by Teddy Riley and shit. It kind of like definitely had like a very street, quiet storm feel to it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You guys should know. Keith Sweat was originally a lead singer to this group called Jamala. He met Teddy Riley. They had a fucking love for music and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Sweat said he liked the work he did with Kumo D and the classical trio. Originally, Teddy Riley did not want to do this album and stuff like that because he didn't want to do R&B music, but K Sweat had to
Right.
like convince him to do that shit, and the rest is history.
Yeah.
Like this was known for songs like "I Want Her," nice little thumping New Jack Swing song. But to me, the ballads is what made the album like right in a wrong way. Love that song. Um, "Make It Last Forever" with JC McGee was dope. He did a cover of the Dramatics and the Rain. Tell Me It's Me You Want, like definitely a very dope album. I definitely need to get my hands on this record and shit like that. I know um people really wanted me to talk about this record and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I'll see about that. You know what I'm saying? So, Keith Sweat, Make It Last Forever, 1987.
All right. My number 98, 1979. A one of the underrated girl groups to me ever. Sister Sledge, We Are Family,
Oh wow.
classic album. My favorite Sister Sledge album. Rest in peace to Joni Sledge. You know, I forgot what's the other sister name? It was Joni and the
I,
other one.
I be forgetting. I'm not a big
Kathy,
Sister
my
Sledge.
bad. Kathy and Joni. Rest in peace to them. Great album. We Are Family. That was like the classic hit record on here. Pittsburgh Pirates of the '70s. They used that as they theme song. He's the Greatest Dancer. Another classic record. You had Will Smith actually sample that for Getting Jiggy with It. Thinking of You, Lost in Music. Just a classic album. I definitely when I had a lot of disco albums in mind for this list, a lot of disco R&B, and they definitely all four sisters did they thing on this album, and yeah, five of my classic, man.
Shit. What's up, Jalen? What's up, Kaya? What's happening with
Jalen,
y'all
what's
and shit?
good, bro? Salute.
Yeah, I told him we were doing this list and shit.
Gotta have Jalen here because he is R&B, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
For
he's
sure.
R&B, he's hip hop, man. I fuck with
Yes,
his stuff though.
definitely. You got a new album coming
All
out.
right. Yes. All right. Next album. This is to me one of the most underrated Motown albums ever. We reviewed this album I think about 2 years ago and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Um, this guy is like 80 something years old and he's still dropping albums. He has an album called Gasm that's coming out. It's Smokey Robinson, The Miracle, What Love Has
Oh,
Joined Together. This album came out in 1970. You know what I'm saying? You can tell by the afros and shit like that too. You know what I'm saying?
yes.
Um, to me, their best album in my opinion. It's pretty much mostly an album full of covers and stuff like that, but he did his thing with this one. Um, 6 songs only 6 songs and shit. You know. He did a version of My Sherry and More, the Stevie Wonder classic, which unpopular opinion, I'm gonna get a lot of flack, but I prefer that version over Stevie's version
Mm,
and stuff like that. I feel like Smokey definitely did his thing on that version. Not taking away from Steve's version. I love the original, but still,
right.
he definitely did his thing on that. They also did a version of If This World Was Mine. You know what I'm saying? They
Right.
did a cover of the Beatles and I Love Her. You know what I'm saying too? So this was pretty dope album. One of the most underrated Motown albums, period. What Love Has
Dope,
Joined Together.
dope. All right. Next up, where we at? 97? 97.
97. 97, baby.
I got from 1972 another underrated group, R&B, Black Ivory. Don't Turn Around.
Oh, oh shit.
Classic
We really get
album.
into some shit now, okay?
Yes, this is R&B list. This is not gonna be pop. This is not gonna be nothing else. This is R&B. And yeah, this is definitely an underrated album. They had the hit singles "Don't Turn Around," the title track. They had "You and I." They had "I'll Find the Way," "The Loneliest Man in Town." That song was actually sampled by Boldy James on his Griselda debut, and yeah, a lot of classic '70s soul music on this album. Again, it's a group that a lot of people don't mention and they don't talk about, and that's why I included this album on the list. And coming up, I want to say a couple weeks. I did a an album discussion on this with JR and Elise from the R&B reps. So on their YouTube channel, it will be dropping soon. Like we recorded that. I want to say it was November, December. We recorded that. At some point, it's gonna be dropping. So subscribe to their channel and look out for that video coming up. But this is definitely. I think BJ, I think Mike would like these. If you love R&B from the '70s, I think they would like this album. Real
Yes.
soulful, and yeah, definitely check this out if you haven't.
I was not expecting that record. I was like, oh, see now I'm see this one is gonna be fun as fuck.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, for 100.
alrighty. Now this is gonna be the first collab album on this list, and believe it or not, this one was a very, very, very dope record. You know what I'm saying? It's Tony Braxton and Babyface with Love, Marriage, and Divorce.
Nice.
This album came out in 2014. Tony Braxton and Babyface, man, they're like peanut butter and jelly,
Mhm.
groundnut and rice, white rice. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Um, Classic, man. They dropped banger after banger and stuff like that, in my opinion. It's crazy too, cause pretty much, if I'm not mistaken, both of them were kind of going through some marital issues around this time too.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? They're both going through divorces. And so originally this was supposed to have been Tony Braxton's last album,
Right.
but a lot of people convinced to this day, I think like people like Anita Baker, Shaka Khan. It was people saying like she didn't want to, she couldn't really retire and shit like that too, because
Right.
people love Tony Braxton. Tony's a fucking legend. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um, yeah, man. But this album right here is a very, very grown up album, in my personal opinion. You can't. Babyface is like, to me, one of the best R&B. Actually, no, scratch that. He's the best R&B producer. Like, I got him over a lot of my favorites, like Smokey, Jimmy Jam, and Terry Lewis. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? Quincy. I just feel like Babyface never lost his touch, in my personal opinion. Even the recent album he came out with, it
Mhm.
was just a very, very, very. He's a very unique artist and shit too. Like, why is he not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? But
Facts.
that's another story on a different day. Songs like Roller Coaster was good. I'd rather be broke. Take it back. Where did we go wrong? Very, very, very great album in my personal opinion.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, man. Tony and Babyface, Love, Marriage, and Divorce.
That was a good album.
Oh
All right,
yes.
number 96. Oh, I like what Jalen said. He said I gotta do some digging myself. Y'all pulling out stuff I never heard of. And
Oh
me and
yeah.
Jalen have gone record digging in the past, and I found some gems. When we went to Manhattan, yo, they got gems like that just like sitting there out there in the wild. I'm like, this is why I told people to go record digging. You never know what you're gonna find. Yeah, we
Right.
definitely got to go back record digging, Jalen, for sure. I got some other stuff that I'm looking for. Number 96, another underrated female singer. She came from a group, Flowetry, dropped her debut in 2011 on J Records, Marsha Ambrosius, Late Nights and Early Mornings, a classic album.
Oh,
She had the hit single "Hope She Cheats on You" with a basketball player. Now, supposedly, the rumor was she made that song about Lamar Odom cheating on Khloe Kardashian. I don't know how true that is.
she's
You heard about that rumor? So that's a rumor. I don't know how true that is, but supposedly that was about Lamar Odom cheating on Khloe Kardashian. You had "Far Away" produced by Just Blaze, and she talked about a guy that was a guy that was being, I think he was gay, but he was like hiding it from everyone or whatever. At least that's how the video was portrayed. That was a banger. You had Sour Times. You have I Want You to Stay. She actually did a remix for Butterflies. the Michael Jackson song that she wrote for the Invincible album. That was the bonus track on here. With You, a nice sensual ballad. She's moaning on that song as well. This whole album was fire. This whole album was great. I think it got slept on again, especially during the 2010s. And Marsha Ambrosius is a great songwriter. She's a great singer, and she definitely deserves her flowers. So if you haven't listened to this, check this out. Late Nights and Early Mornings, her first debut solo album after leaving Flow Tree. Classic album.
Oh yeah, yes, that's a very dope album itself too. I love her version of Butterfly with her stuff too.
Yes, that was good. Yeah.
All right, so you guys probably have seen this. I didn't mean to share it at the moment, but my next pick, we recently talked about the sister album not too long ago, and this producer pretty much was doing a lot of shit for this group. You know what I'm saying? It's Jodeci with the show, the after party, the hotel. This album came out in 1995. Very dope album, but too many fucking skits. I feel
Yes.
like the skits
That was
was
my
not
issue with
needed.
that album. Too many skits.
Right. Yeah, man. But this album to me this album to me was pretty dope and shit like that. I feel like it's just as good as Diary of Mad Band minus the skits.
Mhm.
Like it definitely had a more Jeep R&B kind of feel to it. The only song I did not like from this record was Get On Up, which I feel like it didn't really fit the album, in my
Right.
personal opinion. I feel like that's more like a Casey and JoJo for their first. I feel like it fit more on that album and shit too. But
Right.
this was known for songs like Love You for Life, Freaking You, love the remix with Ray and Ghost,
Mhm.
um, fucking Fun Tonight, Bring On the Funk. Oh my god, like
Yeah.
this
Fire.
album is fucking dope ass record and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, their last great album. I didn't really care too much for the recent album they came out with. The I think it was
Yeah.
what
The
was that
the
shit
past
called?
the was it the past, the present, the future?
Yeah, I was like, I didn't care. It was the production for me. I'm just like
Right.
it, and it didn't have that unique like Devontae production. And I'm just looking at my stuff like he had like all these other no name producers. Like he had B.O.B. on that album. Like what the
Yeah.
fuck?
That was on the first single. But
Yeah, I mean vocally, it was nice that they were all got back together. But to me, it should have just had like Devontae. Even Timbaland was not doing the same shit he was doing back at the time.
right.
I don't. But it was. I just feel like the show, the After Party, the Hotel, was just the last
Yeah.
magnum opus and stuff.
Yeah. Yes. Some more was fire. Time and Place. Freaking You. They should have had the Freaking You remix on the album. But that's when the record labels wanted you to go out and buy that CD single or whatever. But that album was phenomenal. The skits, like how I felt about Takal too. It was too many skits. I felt it was too many skits. The sequencing on this album, it went into like it was like you was forced to listen to the skits because they go into the song. So it's not like
Right.
you could like skip them or fast forward and get to the song. They have to force you to listen to the skits just to like get to the song, and that's what I didn't like about it. But that's a great album, a great Josie album. All right, my number 95 for me, and you mentioned this artist before, but I got another album from him that I love. It's 1995. Was it 1995, 96? Keith Sweat, self-titled. Love
Mm.
this album. Classic Keith Sweat album right here. The ballad Nobody. Everybody knows that song. Athena from Cut Close killed that song, and she made that song what it is today. You got the Twisted joint. Love that song. Definitely a classic joint. In the Mood was fire. You had Ron Isley on Come With Me, a great joint. Just a Touch, where he sampled the I want to say the Cool and the Gang joint, the Cool and the Gang record he sampled. But that this is definitely to me his best album. I love his first album. but I'm going with the self-titled joint. I think this is his last great album, actually. And yeah, Keith Sweat, a legend. If you don't know this album, I don't know what to tell you, man. This is some of his finest work on this album, man. Great album.
Yes. Yeah, that's a fire album and shit. Hmm. All right. My next album, we still on. We're gonna be go back to the disco side of things. This group pretty much left their label a couple years ago, and this was actually the first album that they wrote all the songs on the album and shit like that. That's the Jacksons with the Destiny album. This album came out in 1978. You know what I'm saying? Very, very, very dope album. Between like the period, this might be my second favorite album from that when they were known as the Jacksons, and actually my second favorite album from them in general. Because my first is the Triumph album.
Right.
Um, yeah, this was a very dope album. This was a very hot album and shit like that too. Shake Your Body Down to the Ground was dope. Push Me Away, nice little MJ ballad right there. Um, Things I Do for You was dope and shit too. That's what you get for being polite was good. They all proved to be very dope songwriters and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Um, yeah, man, this was a very like I expect a review on this album next month and shit. That's all I gotta
Yeah.
say.
Great album.
Disco month. It's coming.
All right. 94 for me is 2002. Def Soul artist, Musique Soul Child. His second album, Just Listen.
Oh hell no.
Classic. I know you hate music. I love Musique Soul Child. I think he's a great neo soul singer. I love this album more than his first one. His first one was great, but this one I think he took it up a notch with the production. You had songs like Half Crazy. You had songs like Newness is like my favorite joint on here. Love the beat for that joint. You had what's another great joint on here? Real Love was dope. Baby Girl, that was produced by 88 Keys. Um the whole album was fire. I love the production, love the songs, his ad libs. And again, I think Musique Soul Child is underrated when it comes to R&B and neo soul, and this to me is like his best album, and it's phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to Def Jam. They promoted the shit out of this album, and yeah, this was a banger.
Yeah, Jalen, man. I just never got into music social like that. I don't know what it was. I just never got into
Crazy.
them.
You crazy. That's all I can say.
Hey, hey, I'm honest. I'm honest.
I hear you.
Now this next album, this artist right here, one of the greatest singers of all time. You know what I'm saying? You got Aretha Franklin, Spirit in the Dark. Fire ass album. You know, the piano, she was playing a fucking piano in most of these tracks. Oh my god.
Right.
She was killing on the piano and stuff too. See, niggas think that Aretha don't be they don't think that she'd be good on the instrumentation. She be writing songs, playing piano and shit like that. She's
Right.
not just thinking about respect and natural women and shit. She's actually an artist and stuff. Like even the album cover itself, man. Look at the album cover.
Yeah.
Look at that fucking
She
album
got
cover.
an afro, you know.
Got the afro and shit like that. Even like the whole Spirit in the Dark. It just I don't know what it was. It just fire ass album cover. You know what I'm saying? This is known for songs like "Don't Play That Song for Me." She did a version of "The Thrill Is Gone" from BB King, which part of me is kind of tired of that song a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because they act like that's the only nigga song and shit too. Um, she actually did two BB King covers. "Why I Sing the Blues" was pretty good. She had the title track. Oh my god, very dope record right here too.
Mhm.
Spoiler alert: you're gonna see a lot of Aretha on this list. So yeah, so this might be one of her most underrated albums to me. This one and the one she dropped in 1973. Hey Now Hey, The Other Side of the Sky, which that was actually produced by Keith Quincy Jones and shit too. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that just proved he didn't just always do shit for Michael Jackson like these motherfuckers might want you to believe and shit, you know.
Right. All right. Number 93 for me, 1997. Brian McKnight, Anytime, classic
Ooh,
album. My favorite Brian McKnight album. And he had the big ballad, Anytime, the title track. Love the piano chords on that. You had You Should Be Mine featuring Mace. First single was banging. You had what else was on here? The Only One for Me, Hold Me. You got The Bomb. This is his best album to me. Like Brian McKnight, a great singer, a legend in R&B, great songwriter, great producer, and this is definitely my favorite Brian McKnight album.
I'm sorry. Like, sorry, but yeah, that Brian McKnight album is actually my favorite one next to the one in 012. Like his Motown period was just
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
yeah, that's all I gotta say.
definitely.
Before I started doing that song, that weird song about put the pussy, that weird pussy song.
Right.
I don't know. All right, so this next album, this is gonna be the first P Funk entry on this list. And again, you're gonna expect a lot of P Funk on this list too. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Bootsy Collins, Bootsy's Rubber Band, stretching out the rubber band.
Nice.
Out of all the albums in this episode, this is one I really wanted to put higher, maybe like top 50. But so many good albums, man. So many good albums
Yep.
to pick.
Yep.
You were about to say what?
Now go ahead. I agree with you. There's too many great albums to pick.
Yeah, this album came out in 1976. This was during the time when Parliament and Funkadelic were just doing shit like that was unheard of in funk music and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Like
By this time, did this album. They had already dropped Mothership Connection. Funkadelic dropped the Let's Take It to the Stage album, and this album just proved that Bootsy's Rubber Band were just the third powerhouse from that P Funk and shit like that. Because as long as you had my nigga Bootsy, Catfish, what's motherfucker's name? Gary Scheider and stuff like that too. And you had like the horn section like from Fred Wesley and Maceo Parker. I mean, come on, man. Like no, this is not really my favorite Bootsy album. My favorite one is actually the name is Bootsy Baby, but his shit from 1976 to 1979
yeah.
was like his best period. Like very dope period. I even like the album he dropped in '82, but with this album, this was known for songs like "I'd Rather Be with You," one of the greatest songs ever. I'm gonna say some shit right now. I don't like the Beyonce version, which
Right.
we did this song. It didn't really. I'm nothing against Beyonce, but it didn't really fit her voice didn't really fit that song and stuff like that. Like I expect like Fantasia to redo that song and some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But everyone kind of sampled. We did a song from Easy E to Adina Howard and shit like that too. You know what I'm saying? Psychotic Bump School was dope. My favorite song is Love Vibes. Physical Love, that's my shit right there. And I forgot to say, this was actually the only Boosie album where he had like a female vocalist, Leslyn Bailey and shit like that. Who I feel like she definitely did a thing on the vocals and shit too. I read that she left the P Funk because she felt like they were just too out there for her. But
Right.
yeah, this was a pretty dope record and shit.
All right. Number 92 from Good Music and Columbia Records, John Legend. First album, Get Lifted,
Oh shit!
Five Mic Classic. I just got this in the mail a couple weeks ago. Phenomenal album. Kanye West on the production. And you had the big hits like Ordinary People, a great ballad. You had Live It Up. You had Used to Love You, great joint. You had Snoop Dogg on this album, Kanye West, the violinist Marie Ben-Ari. Phenomenal album. This is my favorite John Legend album. Like I liked some of his
Hey,
other albums, but he kept it more hip hop soul on this album, in my opinion,
yes.
and definitely one of the best R&B albums in 2004. And yeah, this is great. Great album from John Legend.
Yeah, that's actually my favorite John Legend album too. Like his first 3, 4 albums are my
Oh yeah,
favorites.
yes, definitely.
Yeah, if I had to pick a second favorite, I might be Evolver. Whew. All
Evolver was good too. I like that one.
right. Now, number 91, the last album on this list. I know you don't care for this artist too much, but I
Oh
don't care
boy,
if she's
who's it?
SZA,
Oh boy,
Control.
you got Scissor on here. Oh wow. Okay.
Well, if you can have Music Soul Child, I think I can have SZA
But you're
and
gonna
stuff
put
like.
do not disrespect Music Soul Child.
Wait, wait! Don't disrespect SZA though.
Oh my lord.
This is the R&B classic right here.
Oh lord. Okay.
Even though it's not as better as the other album,
Mm,
Control, which is going to be
right.
on this list and shit. But SZA, man, 'cause this like, let me tell y'all something about this album. This album came out when that song, The Weekend came out. Everybody was fucking to that song.
Mm,
Everybody was stripping to that song and shit. That song
wow.
was everywhere. You know what
Wow.
I'm saying? What you mean? Wow.
Oh
Um,
man.
this is when Top Dog Entertainment was doing their thing. You know, they had songs like Love Galore. Go Gina was dope too. Broken Clocks. You know what I'm saying? Prom. Very, very, very dope record, in my personal opinion. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Very, very classic song, classic album, in my opinion. Definitely gonna do a review on this one day.
All right. And 91 for me is the great Stevie Wonder with Hotter Than July, a classic
Oh,
album, 1980. Classic album. All everything produced by Stevie Wonder. And you had it's on Tamla Records. You had the big hit singles, Master Blaster, We're Jamming, Happy Birthday, Did I Hear You Say You Love Me, Lately, I Ain't Gonna Stand for It. All classic songs. We did a review on this. Might have been like last year before last. One of my favorite Stevie Wonder albums. I love the album cover with him in his braided era. And this is great. This is great. Every track was phenomenal. The album, artwork and everything, the singing, a lot of like lately was done. How many times lately was done by different people? Joe, the
too many.
Jodeci one, you know what I'm saying? You know, just a great album from Stevie Wonder, man. A legend, and I'm happy to include some Stevie on this list. And, there might be some other ones as well from Stevie on this list, but this is definitely one of my favorite Stevie Wonder albums ever. So, Hotter Than July, 1980, classic.
Hmm. All right. And I'm gonna end this episode right here for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Very, very, very dope episode. I can't wait to see what Ashley picks for her list and shit like that too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna spend my last moments with my baby right here and stuff like that. So thank y'all so much for watching. Um, I'm gonna let you know what day next week I'm gonna see Ashley's work schedule and shit like that too.
All
So
right.
yeah, I
Shout
know a
out to
lot of people are not
Jalen.
liking that. They think I'm
Jalen, thanks
slandering
for
music.
joining. We got to get Jalen on here with us, yo. We got to let him do a part of this countdown with us at some point, man.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Definitely. I know he didn't like the music soul child slander and shit.
Yeah, but you slandering music, so how dare you? That's that's
How
blasphemy
dare
right
you
there.
send a scissor, yo?
Oh man, I
Shit.
don't know. I like one song from SZA. I don't know anything else from her, but I like that one song the Neptunes did for her with Ty Dolla Sign. Hit Different. That's a banger.
Okay. But yeah, a few announcements before I head out. I know tomorrow afternoon I'm gonna do the dance hall DJ mix and shit like that, which I pushed back and stuff. So that's gonna be probably about 12 o'clock tomorrow.
All right.
Um, I'm gonna do about 2 movie reviews next week: Media Man and A Bronx Tale.
Nice. Bronx
Yes,
Tale is great.
Media Man being like the first black superhero movie. Bronx Tale, tragic love story. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Both came out in 1993, so probably like a 30th anniversary kind of anniversary or whatever shit.
Okay.
Honestly, I can't wait to talk about Media Man the most. all your favorite black artists and actors appeared in that movie and shit.
I remember that movie being bad. I remember that.
To me, it's an acquired taste. That's all I'm going to say.
For who? For people that watch bad movies?
You said what?
For people that watch bad movies?
It has its moments. I feel like that's it was this. I'm not going to say it's an acquired taste. It's not like a
Yeah.
bad movie, but it's not.
Yeah,
A good
it's a bad movie. that shit is it on Tubi yet? Because you know Tubi be carrying the bad shit too.
Nah, you gotta find it on the bootleg sites and shit.
Oh man, wow! It ain't hit Tubi yet. What they waiting for?
Sooner or later, though.
Man,
Hmm.
Robert Townsend had better stuff than Meteor Man.
He does.
You know, I'm gonna
But
get you, sucker was a classic.
yes,
you know what I'm saying?
5 Heartbeats.
5 Heartbeats was probably his best film ever to me.
I agree.
But Meteor Man, now I saw that in high school, and I was like, "Yo, turn this shit off, man." I told my homie teacher, like, "Yo, turn this shit off. This shit is boring. Like, give me fucking calculus to do or something." You know.
Hold on, I want to show you one funny scene and shit.
Oh man.
I knew that would be your fucking reaction and shit.
Meteor Man, wow. Bronx Tale is great. We could definitely discuss that. Meteor Man, I'm definitely not gonna watch that shit again. I remember just like watching that one time. I'm like, what is this shit? What is this?
Oh my god. It was either Meteor Man or Blank Man and shit.
Oh god. That's just as bad, yo.
Blank Man.
Man. Can you believe Hollywood gave them a green light to do that after that movie? Yo.
Oh shit. Oh yeah, I forgot they fucking knocked down fucking Benson and shit.
Right, Robert Guillaume.
I was like, they got Robert Guillaume and Marla Gibbs in this movie.
Jesus Christ.
Of course, you know,
who greenlit this movie? What studio said this would be a great idea for a film?
Probably the same studio that said Black Panther would be a great idea for a film.
Dude, you are not going to compare Meteor Man to Black Panther. Black Panther.
Yes, I am. I am going to compare Meteor Man to Black Panther.
Black Panther was a better film than Meteor Man.
Black Panther was overrated.
I don't think it was over. The thing I was missing was he should have had the main villain in that movie still alive. You know what I'm saying? Because Claw was like one of those main villains from the comics that was his arch rival, and they got rid of Claw early. I didn't understand why they did that, but Black Panther was way better than Meteor Man. Meteor Man was not a good film. A lot of people probably don't even remember that film,
and that's why we're doing it.
I want to hear what it's gonna be interesting to hear what Mike and BJ got to say about those films. Those films was bad.
I feel like since it's Black History Month, why not talk about the first Black superhero movie and shit?
That don't mean it was good.
I mean, you can say your opinion on it. I'm not gonna say it was good and shit like that too, but at the same time,
when I talk about Blade, the Blade was great.
Everyone did a Blade. Blade's gonna come. Blade's gonna come, but we're going to start with Meteor Man first and shit. But I'm just gonna say this once and for all. Robert Townsend is not a good actor like that.
He was great in 5 Heartbeats. What happened?
He was great in 5 Heartbeats, but
right.
All those other things, he just had that blank kind of stare and shit.
The Parenthood, that was a great show. The Parenthood was great.
Well, okay, but at the same time, he had his goofy moments in Parenthood. But yeah, I'm gonna talk to y'all later.
Really killing Black Panther? What? Y'all really killing Black Panther? You know how far we've come in as superheroes? when you have Blank Man and Meteor Man to compare, You know how far we've come since those movies. You know what I'm saying? That we got Storm from the X-Men. We got Black Panther. We got a Black Captain America with Falcon. We've come a
And
long
Medium Man
way.
broke down Medium Man broke down the barriers for all them shits.
Yeah, but it was bad though. It was bad. We've come a
Okay, it
long way
was
since Meteor Man to now to where we at. Now we could have Anthony Mackie with his own series on Disney Plus as Falcon and Winter Soldier, and now he's the new Captain America. We've come a long way because back then that would never happen. You know, you had the great Chadwick Boseman, rest in peace, as Black Panther, and they got it right with that character. You know what I'm saying? He was, to me, he was the best shit about Captain America: Civil War. The best thing about that film, and he had his own movie that we can always remember him by. We've come a long way. Back in when did Meteor Man drop? Like 92, 91?
93.
That would never happen back then. You know what I'm saying? We've come a long way as in black superhero cinema. Look at this shit. Look at his suit. You can tell that shit was padded. Look, come on.
I'm gonna end this off right here, bro. I'm gonna hope y'all have a good night. Can't wait for episode 2 of this shit though.
It's gonna be great.
Peace.
Peace.